Oh. Dean will not be here. No. He just called this morning and he said, if I'm the only one, I'm not gonna be there. Like the only one missing. You might have got 2 copies of Bill, Tom, I'm not sure. Okay. Stover came by earlier, so I know he's coming. And the man. Long time no see. You take the kids with her with you, or at least one of them, yeah?
Where?
In the tractor with her?
Oh, no. Unless I have to.
Oh,
That's not very
they would
nice.
love it.
Yeah, for a while. And
15 minutes. It's no fine.
so what the hell am I gonna do now? Oh, I did turn off the
Just lay down and take a nap.
Yeah. Okay. Hear about that van work over in West Bend? Her husband was given 2 kids a ride in town.
So we have a little program in our traffic accident program, so kind of cool.
One kid got life flighted, the other kids can be okay, and the dad's pretty much said shoulder or something like that. But Haley beat it on Haley's Bakery.
Oh my God.
Did you hear about that, Lou? It's an accident in West Bend. That dad was on Granny Town, had 2 kids with him, and got in an accident.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody's all right, but
When was it?
a day or 2 ago,
Over the weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I hadn't heard that one. We had quite a few little thunder bombs here as of late. Unfortunately, kind of the thing of the ball that people get their heads up there. It took us.
It's such big and quick. It's funny stuff.
Is Dean going to be here?
Huh?
Is Dean- Not the best way to do this. I think it'll give you guys a good
Let
idea.
him do it. I'm good.
Oops. Ready to get into that way.
Because I gave him the wrong road the other day.
I know. I remember when he said that. I'm like, no.
I missed something in there.
Just showing you audio visual skills, right? Okay. Just, oh, you pay him for that shit. This is not what
Bad time to ask for a raise.
Now he's gonna be confused. I'm gonna be confused.
I just wish I could have printed it in better format so it didn't come out into 2 sheets. Like I said, we need cheats. Dude. I got that down 2 trees instead of 1. Oh, I got some trees to cut down.
After last week with Janan, oh my God, we're about 4 trees in.
She was printing it down.
I know. Oh, we gotta keep it for training and
So this will be the
auditing.
updated process, depending on what everybody goes with. So this is what it looks like today. This is the ideas of enhancing and improving some of the things. There's stuff missing at the intersection, but good.
Ready. Oh, where's my splash pad? Yeah. Oh, well, go ahead.
Okay, bring our meeting to order here. We've approved the agenda.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Move to second, approve the agenda. All in favor? Citizens' opportunity to address the council.
I don't have anything. I put a speaker, a little black box up there by the phone. It's a conference microphone, so it has kind of a ring of mics in there, so it can pick up better sound and initial responses is that you can hear a whole lot better. So just so you're aware that that's by you guys this time.
Anyone else? Okay. Consent agenda, approve this
Conclusions on.
previous special and regular meeting and approve the bills.
The meeting minutes went in the paper and I did not make a copy, so they are not included. And the bills are
What do
2
we do with
pages.
We got the bills.
Yeah,
I'll make a motion to approve the bills.
thank you.
Second, approve the bills.
Mhm.
On favor?
Uh,
Opposed? All right. Moving on from there.
Yep, she's not here, so, oh, that might be her right there. Nope.
Yeah.
I'm here in her stead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Thank you for saying
Yeah,
something.
no problem. I figured. So my name's Ethan Wilford, Jessica's husband. Here in her stead. I'm not as good at the job as she is. So, but she did type out notes for me. Didn't do a splash pad. So big piece of news is we have enough to order all of the components for the splash pad. So $102,000 order. So we've been pretty blown away by all the support we've had for it. The community has been great. We will be we're wanting to place that order by the 13th of October, because, they're going to be a price increase of 3%, here coming up. So we're hoping to get that done as soon as possible. Just a heads up, we'll probably need some more collaboration just with the city as we start getting into the more planning and build phase. Just going to be more involved, as far as, contractors, things like that. Approximate cost of the build is kind of pretty rough estimate, about 140,000 for the actual build. That includes, the plumbing, electrical, labor. We are looking for some in-kind donations, as far as excavation goes. We can get some extra hands for, to save on labor. And we're also actually applying for some more grants, obviously looking for more donors at all times. We do have a bid from the Henley Group, which is basically a project general contractor. They've done a lot of these splash pads before. We do have some open, we've done some research on some other bids as well. One will not be available next summer. It's the same company that did the splash pads in West Bend and Emmitsburg. And the one in Fort Dodge, the folks that did the splash pad in Fort Dodge, we're still waiting to hear back there out of Humboldt. So once we get that, we'll have probably a more detailed, more accurate estimate for that. But yeah, I think the final renderings are in front of you guys. Yeah, happy to answer any questions if you have that, to the best of my ability.
So do you know if there's something with like the restrooms? Is there a plan to utilize the pool
Yeah.
then, or
Yes.
is that what it is?
So part of the CAT grant, I put the first page on here. We're gonna put my plan is to put the roof of the swimming pool, shower house,
Yep.
the heaters, and the upgrades to the showers
Okay.
and plumbing in that CAT grant. So that's part of, I'm waiting on Silers.
Okay.
So, but that's part of it.
So we
We
haven't
don't-
talked about how that's gonna work then, because to get into the pool,
We have not yet.
Okay.
We think we're gonna use wristbands for those that have pool passes, but most of those kids are known by the lifeguards. So it'd be the littles, and then they'll need somebody to get them in the pool.
Yeah.
So that would be your,
Supposed to be up after the lifeguards leave. Right? It's still gonna be working when.
that hasn't been discussed. I don't know. That's something to think about though. It'll turn off automatically whenever we tell it to.
No, I'm talking about using the restroom and stuff.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, because
Yeah.
the pool.
The pool closes when lifeguards leave.
Yep,
At
exactly.
7.
So I was thinking this one's gonna stay open later
Mm-hmm.
during the season.
Okay.
till
I didn't,
like say now.
okay, I didn't know anything about it. Okay.
There's that one's used to be on the outside of the pool.
I don't know if there's.
Yeah, you can't access them.
There are doors there that still go in there.
I know, that's fine if there is, just as long as they got access to the restroom.
And nothing else.
And nothing.
And nothing else.
I don't know if there's, I'm sure there was plumbing knocked into there.
I don't know.
I think they had toilets in there on both. There's like, I think they used it for storage at the end the last couple of years, but I don't know if there's still toilet knockouts in there. You can put a toilet back in there, plumb it.
I don't know. We'll have to check.
But that's just something down the road when we talk about
Yeah.
upgrades to,
Yep.
you know.
So they access into the restroom, but not the rest of it.
Mhm.
You bet. Thank you. I didn't even think of that. So.
Well, I thought that was the whole reason we were kind of doing this was
To have something when,
after the lifeguards leave.
when the pool's not open.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. Yep.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, that's pretty awesome. You guys have enough funding for the
Yeah.
equipment.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Again, a lot of support from the community, so it's been really, really great.
You going to share the big news or you want me to?
The color of the tractor.
Yes.
Right. It's going to be red.
Oh,
Like,
As of right now.
be known, but there was a donation that came in this morning, really, and yeah, got switched real quick to red. So
We'll have
So
you,
there's a week to turn it back to green.
have you reached out to the other previous donor to see if they want to up theirs?
we are working. Appreciate your time. Thanks for being easy on me.
Thanks.
Take care.
All right. Next on the agenda. Sorry.
Discuss public hearing
hmm
for 11/3/25.
So the first thing we have to do is amend our urban revitalization plan. If we want it to include, say, the waste treatment plant, that's our closest thing to going forward that could use that 100,000. With USDA on furlough, I don't have any way to talk to them or move that project ahead any faster. So we're at a little bit of a standstill. The lawyers are still working, so we could get it amended. I put that date out a little ways because we do have to post and it has to be up for so long before we can amend something like that. So it's very tentative, but I just wanted to put it out there if you guys are okay with a tentative date for a public hearing. November 3rd.
Yeah, just before a meeting.
Yeah, we'll be in the middle of it.
Any other discussion on that?
That's just our first meeting in November, so I didn't pick.
Okay. Discuss possible changes to traffic direction near elementary school. Do we have a presenter?
It's kind of we're kind of a tag team, and of course Mr. Boley's here too from the school to talk about and kind of and Mr. Boley's kind of the spearhead, I guess, was kind of he had a kind of an incident and then it started a discussion on some of the things that we really needed to maybe look at there because there's just some things that needed to be fixed, and I concurred with him, and after Jeff and I had kind of walked up and down the street, we realized there was some missing pieces and there's some things we could do better.
So what facilitated this was on the first couple days of school. If you look at the current layout, the buses would line up just south of the elementary on First Avenue Southwest. And so there would be cars that would be parked on the far southern curb. Coming, my point of reference is a little different. I saw a second grader get run over by a parent. And so when you're standing, of course, I'm standing in the street to try to stop traffic, but when you have little students, young students, they are very excited to see their parents at the end of the day. So they're jetting in between the buses and people are driving. So that didn't sit very well with me. So I asked Jeff Halter and Chief Luda to kind of come up with that suggestion of Southwest 3rd Street, if we can just block that off and put all of our buses there to load and unload in the morning. That works because the students just go out a side door So that has left First Avenue Southwest open. So we don't have any traffic going in and out. We don't have a lot of young students jetting across the street. And even when we've been moving it,
This is open.
parents are hiding behind trees to kind of play games with their kids, and we're just going right through the intersection, which makes me a little bit nervous. So we just wanted to make it a little bit safer for our students. And so that's what the proposal came out to. So I'll go ahead.
By us putting our buses in two lines on the Third Avenue.
Yeah, Third
Southwest.
Southwest Third. That allows us the back buses to run their red lights and we block the whole street. So the only traffic down there is our buses.
We have had a couple kids and some adults that have just come down through there even when we're loading. So again, another problem is that the kid came through that way. So now we've isolated that street because there's no way you're going to pass down Southwest Third anymore, just with what's blocked. So that was the first part of this to try to solve a problem. But then we started looking at it, and it was a bigger concept. And then that's when we started looking at modifying the one ways and doing that to help even provide more protection. Get everybody always you're always heading in one direction. And in most, I would say, and you have more experience, but even around schools, usually it's a lot of one ways around school.
It's a lot slower. It's a lot more one ways, especially during the school year. I've been in districts where things change based on the time of the year, but we want a consistent traffic flow so that our students are safe.
So as you can see from your current, there's not a lot of markings. There isn't a lot of goings on. And I kind of broke it down just in our corner. And one additional thing to this was so starting at the northwest corner, I'm not going to do that. As you can see, so if you go to the updated layout and you just start on that northwest corner, right? One problem we have is when we're doing our releases. So you can see how we would block that off with the one ways and the do not enter signs. But part of our problem is our crossing guard has had a significant problem in the fact when people are turning left out of there. Number one, it backs it up a lot. The other two is that most of his incursions where he almost gets run over is the person turning left. So the
person turning left?
What?
Coming out of
the high school.
Out of the high school. Okay.
So that would be the recommendation that I would make would be a foldable sign that would be put out, would be just dropped down by the crossing guard at the beginning and the end of the school. So no left turn, we would put a sign there, no left turn during release times. But basically when the crossing guard's done, then it opens it up. So that would be our first modification. Everything else is pretty consistent there other than you're going to have your one ways, your do not enters. I would like to put wrong way signs. So I'll tell the funny story that Greg White told me that recently a state trooper came to drop some stuff down at the school, and he actually went the wrong way down the one way because it's not well marked. I mean, it can definitely be improved, right? You know, it happens, right? So there again, that's why you see the do not enters the wrong ways. I did talk to Greg. He doesn't have a problem. I didn't get a chance to talk to the other neighbor before tonight, but Greg says, it's only for a few minutes. It's not a big deal. We have the alley access. But going along the north side, and the school has been gracious enough, we've talked about it. We're going to add on the one about stopping in the crosswalk, putting a pre-sign out in that. But the enhancement then in your northeast corner is, and it not only it affects that Catholic church because a lot of people park in the Woods parking lot and a lot of people cross it. I feel there needs to be a crosswalk there. I mean, it's a lot of people coming across there. Not that people still don't have to yield, but that gives them the visual indicator, right? Mm-hmm. That's my thought. It's some paint on the road and a couple pedestrian crossing signs, and then making sure at least that corner. Plus, with funerals and stuff there, I think it enhances that. East side, a crosswalk in there and making sure that there's a crosswalk that goes to the other side, just again for the visualization when people are turning the corner. Because one thing Jeff and I talked about was, would this become a point where we just had to think about making sure parents go to the parking lot through the alley? So instead of, and just shutting this down, because there's so much traffic. And you'll see that on the south side, adding a crosswalk in between the trees, but that's the side door on the south side to the school on the elementary where a lot of parents are coming across there. And again, giving them the visual indication that again, that you got to yield in the middle of the block. Because honestly, anywhere, picking up a long area, even at the end of the day, becomes problematic. Now, I would say 95% of our parents are doing a lot better job about parking in that parking lot by the trees. But just adding those, making sure we've got one ways on both sides there, putting a one way on the exit to that parking lot. But the other problem is, and then we talked about at least taking out this middle tree between the two driveways. Honestly, the other two trees are problematic. I don't know. Again, I will defer that to people who know trees better than I do, but they're just in a bad spot because when you pull in through there, trees block visibility. Right? Those are my concerns there. If you come along another set of wrong ways to make sure people realize they're coming the wrong ways, adding another do not enter sign. There's only one do not enter sign on that intersection on the southwest corner. Dropping that on the back of the stop sign, and then adding crosswalks all the way around to make sure that they're all crosswalk. And more importantly, northbound traffic on Southwest 3rd Street, adding a stop sign and adding a crosswalk there, because a ton of the kids walk and go across there. But people debate, right? They see people stopped here. We see this all the time. And then people kind of half stop, but then you don't have to stop. It creates its own problem. So just adding that stop sign, and again, it's right there by the school, right? I mean, honestly, back in the day when I went to school here, we had all those rollable stop signs went all the way around the high school, So, and then back along and making sure the yellow curb, adding the do not enter there. We've talked a little bit about trying to enhance our road close system with maybe some better signage and whatnot, but that's what we're talking about doing, is changing those traffic flows.
So during school hours,
During
you'll be closing the West Road.
Only for about
What
15 minutes.
basically what it is now.
Right.
Yeah, like 3:15 but we leave at 3:27 would be all we're there.
Right.
Would you be closing it in the morning too? Or
In the morning, we put up our road close signs now, and we drive through just buses to unload.
Yeah, so they're not staged, right? They just come.
and you won't be getting the traffic off the highway anymore because it's closed.
You'll be having
It's
one way.
one way anyways.
I had a question on this parking lot over here. Who was that intended for?
The elementary staff.
Okay, teachers. Okay.
Right.
Do we get any
Do we what?
young'uns cutting across there?
We have not unaccompanied. So a lot of my experiences at high school, I don't have any elementary experience as a building principal. So I'm just amazed how many parents come to pick up their students. It's a lot different than a high school. So typically the parents are waiting for them outside. We get out at 3:19, and I would say by 2:50 there are already people lined up outside, standing there waiting for their kids, and then they get them and walk them across, and they get in their car and leave. And so I haven't seen any unaccompanied youth since that first couple of days when people would just kind of wait by their cars and the students would just kind of run across the street. I learned that they don't listen very well, elementary students, when they see somebody that's important to them. It's different than high school. High school kids just don't
Listen at all.
The elementary kids, when they get the tunnel vision, they're making a beeline for grandma, dad, mom, older brother, older sister, whoever's picking them up. So that's slowed down a little bit because the buses are moved. I think people have realized, well, why is it different? Because we want to make sure that kids are safer. So our parents have done a much better job. But I just don't want to see an accident. I mean, that changes a few.
I just have a trouble with a mid-block parking lot. No, if they're one end or the other, that's a whole different deal, and you're controlled by the.
Right, but that's because of school, they just took that cost down to.
I know the circumstances behind it, but it gets to be a convoluted issue when it's there and possibly can be used in that way. I always thought that was kind of a strange place. I understand the location and the limitations that were in there, but anyway.
At least it did help get all those cars off the street. We got a lot.
just
That's what's nice is getting them off those street on both sides. I mean, it's getting them away.
the southwest third. So will there be no parking on the west side of that street during school hour?
They would still be allowed to park. Residents would be able to utilize it. It's just that they're locked in then
Yeah.
during two
So
moments.
there'll be, if there's vehicles parked along that,
The buses still have plenty of
there'll
room.
still
to
be
get in.
enough room for
Yep.
two rows of buses.
The
Yeah,
road,
we
the
put
streets here are
one
really, really wide.
First row along the curb and the second row's in about the middle.
How are the lights working out at the intersection?
What's that?
How are the warning lights at the intersections working out?
Oh, I think they're working good.
Okay, I had people, why are they up so high? You can't see them. I said, they go on, you'll see them.
You'll see 'em, yeah.
And
You can see them out at the Princess.
yeah, but in any case, why aren't they red? I said, that's a warning sign.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Federal law.
They also need to remind the kids that you just can't run up there, hit the button, and keep going across. the
Yeah.
road. Gotta
Don't
push
need
the
to
button,
walk.
let it come on, because the other night, a couple of us just about smoked a couple little girls that were running down the sidewalk, and they run by it, and they hit that button, and it just kept right on running there. Luckily, we both saw them coming from each direction, what we saw that they were doing, so we slowed down, but yeah,
Yeah, and John has done a good job of that ever since we put those up. I mean, and Randy before them, usually at the beginning, those first couple weeks, is spent on pretty good education. It's just unfortunately that, the kids still keep going.
I think the community's done a nice job because I walk, I don't drive when I'm, and I'll go from the district office to the high school and I'll wait. I won't push the light to slow down traffic, and people just have stopped instinctively and waved me on. I'm like, trying to, let you guys know I can find an opening. But the people in the community have done a really nice job of making sure they're aware of people in those crosswalks.
Have you had any?
have to do anything with the DOT or anything, it's just all city, this is all city.
Have you had any incidents down there at the?
I mean, I'm going to be honest, I can't. I mean, like I said, from individuals going through the road closed while they're picking up with the buses to which, luckily now we have that kind of blocked off to, I mean, you're invariably going to get the ones or twosies that are just, we can't obviously solve for everything else, but have we had anything what I would call serious? No. I mean, I think most people understand. Our bigger problem actually becomes when school isn't in session, is where we've run into her. So the kids keep using them, but unfortunately our motoring public, especially when we're getting the pass-throughs on Highway 4 from those folks to the south going to the north. I mean, we did a lot of work down there trying to get people. And I don't know, in Des Moines, they have the same systems. I don't know why when you come through Pocahontas. So overall, no, we haven't had anything big. I mean, there have been, like I said, a trooper going the wrong way down the one way. I mean, it's just,
Not from around here.
yeah, exactly. I mean, and unfortunately, that's just it. But
So you guys are all in agreement that this would be a welcome change then?
Yeah, it's worked
It'd
real
be a
well
lot
so
safer
far.
for the students, yeah.
So
We
is this
believe
something
that.
we can vote on?
I need you to vote on it, because and then you vote on it, you approve it. I can start getting things in line, and then once we do the ordinances, then we'll add one ways, we'll add some of that other stuff. So
Well, I make a motion to change the, I guess, traffic to the updated layout presented by Lou. I'll second.
The discussion. Okay. Vote on the motion to accept the proposed traffic flow situation at the school. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Who do you get to do like the painting on the roads?
but that's,
Who do you get to do the painting?
I have a lady, Laura gave me the lady.
Oh.
I got it.
You guys
It's on here. It's on here. We just paid her.
Do that,
What's that?
did you guys do that?
So they can do some of it, like the yellow curb and
The
stuff.
curbs,
City
John
guys,
Herman did.
but usually we have the lady do the whites.
It's on here.
I mean, the guys could be able to do, I don't know what our Honda, we had a paint sprayer, so line sprayer. I don't know what we have. So I guess I'd have to talk to Dave. They could do some of it.
What
I'm
we
just-
talk, excuse me,
Paint the white lines.
Just who's painting.
but
For the
additional
crosswalk.
crosswalks, how many do we have then?
So we'll have
Coming online?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, We would add 6, 7 crosswalks.
Probably be best since they're adding to get them to do it the first time.
And we can type.
We can always
We can maintain.
update them if we need to. Once
And you could have her do like the state highways then to keep going down the road, but like the side streets and stuff, there won't be as, the
It's
traffic
busy.
doesn't.
It won't
burn
be
out
that
on
long.
it. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Does the city pay for the ones going across the? No.
we're responsible. It's like we even had it when you guys put in the flashy stop signs at 3 and 4. The state had always done it before, but when we took over the stop signs, we actually took over the line beat. That lady comes to the,
It was under 2,500 to do everything she did that time.
and that's all your lines downtown. That's, 25,
Parking lots.
not a huge deal. Cool. And she's very easy to work with.
city ordinances.
So I guess I'm here one last time to go through. We talked about, and again, I have them here. I looked at a lot of them. What Laura and I discussed today was the fact that we have a lot of what I would call bad books that we need to get rid of. We should keep one, but these are all, I think most of our books are 2002. We do have a certified digital copy of 2017, but that's it. I don't know that I've found any other book. So I'm going to collect all these dang books up because that's the problem is it gets very confusing when you start looking in books. None of these books are updated from 2000. We have
since then.
yeah. So, and we have all the ordinances and we have all those approvals and everybody did everything right. But the problem is trying to find the right copies is a little bit, again, I just don't quite understand. I mean, we'll get it fixed. At the end of the day, it'll get fixed. We're not in any error or anything like that. It's just these get into it when I start working on it and I start to update things and I'm like, wait a second, this isn't still right.
Once we get it done, we just need to get it online, a searchable copy.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yes.
And that's
here.
Yep.
Yeah.
So once we get to this point, so just a couple big things and just what we hadn't gone through is that they talked about the treasurer's salary. Well, I don't know why that was done as an ordinance because that's as a resolution as it says. So the city has actually changed its resolution. I would assume you guys want that back as a resolution to change the treasurer's salary.
Yes.
That's what it always was. And then when you did your updates this last time in 24, it actually now writes in there that the salary will be $2,400. I don't know. Do you want it as an ordinance or do you want to just go back to a resolution?
Resolution's easier to change.
That's just my opinion. So that was the one that I caught a little bit. There was a Prairie and Lake Estates, I don't know why I keep saying Prairie Estates. I know, I'm going to say it wrong. Vacation of right of way was a right of way change. The Ragbray ordinance is still in there from 2022. We can obviously vacate that. Interconnection electrical ordinance, you set a policy for that. You added to the storage containers, actually a temp storage container. So for just those moments, initially you banned the concept of a temporary or it wasn't well defined and you added that. There's a water rates in there. Floodplain ordinance, you change your TIF stuff and your urban stuff is also in there. There was a modification back in the day, an adoption. That's really all that was in that thought process. So I can get those other ones working for that. So my goal is in the next phase to this is that if we go through it. So Laura's brought to me the repealing of the Hines Community Center Board. If that's something we want to do and start going through those types of concepts and having those discussions. So however you guys want to do it and start correcting those. And then the big thing is I'm going to do some of the code corrections. So for instance, like in part of it, like it still has for the city administrator has to be paid bi-monthly. We don't pay them. I don't know why we included bi-monthly. I mean, I think people wanted to be specific, but it doesn't, paid on a resolution by the city council. All it needs to say. to start doing those kind of corrections. Of ones that we've talked about, I need to sit down with Laura then. Everybody wants us to get a better garbage one rate. Is that pretty consistent? Make it,
You know what?
a better garbage so that it's not still based on the old days. It's not on how things were done in the past, on when things are picked up and
As right now, it says you got to have it in a can.
yeah.
There's nothing about the bags.
Right, exactly. And like I said, none of this is a big deal. It's just these minor corrections on, remember, we want to do what we do today, you know, and then in some ways, maybe not make it so that has to be an ordinance that how garbage is collected is then set by ordinance. You know, rates and stuff should have to be in ordinance. How we do that and how those changes are is not necessarily
In order.
need to be in a, you know, we're not going to file charges on someone because I guess we can if you put it in the can. So some of those thought processes. One thing I did, and I've had still a lot of questions about the e-scooters and stuff. I think what I'm going to recommend to this council, and I've recommended to Lorenz as well, is since we're coming into the winter season and we're getting fewer and fewer of the kids out on scooters, parents have done a very good job with that. I would like to wait for the legislature to make decisions because we know they will make decisions on this. It's a huge topic nationwide. I mean, honestly, these things, it's a nationwide problem. But in Iowa, like I said, I think 3/4 of the chiefs of police have all filed some sort of, we need better information. You know, we can do all these ordinances, but I question what the state's going to do this spring and hopefully resolve it. So, yeah. And so if we write an ordinance now, then we got to change it. Yeah. So, I mean, we just keep warning the kids, hey, you can't be driving them. I've enjoyed now that the kids are riding their e-scooters with cell phones. I had 3 of those last week. So, you can't do it in a car, but you know, you can be on your e-scooter and do it. And sadly, by the code, I can't. Yeah, it's like ATVs, UTVs. People don't realize it's actually a narrow focus, what I can focus on an ATV or a UTV. So, those kind of things. So that's what we're looking at doing. I'll start presenting those. And again, we're not going to do 20 in a night, you know, a couple here, a couple there, hit the bigger ones, starting off with like, I don't know that we have to do a lot of modifications and nuisances. I want to go back through rule one more time and that, you know, there was a modification in tree ordinances and stuff. And talked about post and public notice and stuff, you know, once a year. Making sure that there's a public notice that in my time here.
I think we need to decide if we're going to let people plant trees in the right of way. Once we.
So trees are on my list and some of that stuff. So, but again, just a work in progress to go through. Nothing too wild and crazy. Nothing to take up a bunch of time. I'll hit the big ones first. Some of the big ones that we talked about. Does anybody have any other major ones that they want me to look at? Really something you see as a rule or an operation or something that we could do better.
Just want to think, is there anything in the electrical about load management?
Funny. Electric is not in the ordinance book at all.
Well, other than this one, the interconnection.
Yeah, that one's in there.
And so now that you say that, I mean, I kind of breeze through it. I want to be careful with that answer because it might.
I just wonder because there used to be, and now I don't think they're doing them anymore. Just was wondering what.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
But I think that was dictated by Corn Belt.
It's back when we used to buy the power. You try to keep your power costs lower, so you give them an incentive, winter incentive rate.
I just wondered if there was anything in the code saying that we would install load management. Well, we ain't doing it now, so it don't need to be in there.
Oh, but they would tell us when to turn on the generator to keep our rates low.
No, that was.
I mean,
what the original load management was we were buying this from Lapa Power.
Right.
And they had an 80% ratchet charge. So whatever your highest was,
right,
you paid 80% of that bill every month, no matter what.
Right.
So we tried to keep our power low, so that's why they give an incentive
for load management.
And then as we started going away from that, then we went to Corn Belt. Then Corn Belt actually paid for the generators.
Right.
And then, they would tell us to put them online and send the power down line.
Right.
But it had nothing to do with, for our power.
Well, it's control the peak.
Mhm.
When those generators ran it, some power down the line, had nothing to do with Pocahontas.
Well, I still think it doesn't matter. Anyway, whatever that peak was, that's what you had to pay for the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
Was the reason for a lot of the load management.
We still have water incentive in the system and people aren't paying it.
There what now?
There's still water incentive as a part of our utilities in the bill. On accounts, on certain accounts.
Oh,
Oh, the load management.
Uh-huh,
yeah.
uh-huh. It's still in there for some, not, just for a handful,
Right.
but it
Big
is in
users.
there. Mhm.
Guys with $3 and a wife.
Leaves the hot shower on all day.
Are they water heaters?
Outside or
Uh,
Are they the load management's on water heaters? Or what do you mean?
No, it's just certain residents. I can't differentiate which one's why or why not. But I do know it has to do with peak.
Yeah, never heard that one.
Yeah. Oh, the showers.
No, for load management, you get load management on your hot water heaters, your electric hot water heater, and your air conditioners.
Right.
Yeah.
If we
Yeah.
ain't doing it, we don't need to be.
That's what I was wondering. I mean, we'll just have to see how you want to go
Okay.
forward.
So I guess I'll just, again, and I'll dig into that.
Yep, we'll dig in. All right.
Alex, any further report?
Just real quick, had a new applicant for law enforcement job, certified. I think we have a good opportunity here with that. My one that had to go get the waiver did not get her waiver. The other one that I have that was supposed to fight his situation, he hasn't called me back, but I assume given the quietness that he also did not come out very well with the academy on Thursday. Unfortunately, I had said I would go down with both of them. I was on an investigation. I had to go all the way to Hiawatha to do my interviewing for the little that I had to go talk to. So we will be adding a reserve, Peyton Ewing, next council meeting. He's the one who went to the army, got hurt, coming back. He's now getting in physical shape, but we're gonna add him as reserve to get him in the time, get him the training, get him familiar and stuff. He wants to stay fit. So we just gotta get him fit and not broken, army style. Cameras and stuff. Again, anybody has any opinions on where you want to put cameras? I'm working with Mercado right now to try to get you guys a good idea. Because again, all the cameras, I'm not going to say where they do and don't work, but there's a big area that we have a big outage because there may have been a fire. So I'm working on that and where the antennas. I've spent a lot of time and now I start to understand the system. Northwest has been a very good help, although they don't manage any of it anymore. They've kind of given me a lot of support on it too. So we'll be definitely going to be adding more cameras or replacing the ones that haven't been working in a long time. Everybody may have seen the frustration or heard the frustration. We have a white dog, east side of town. It now has a buddy that is now also as obtuse as it, and it does not allow us to get anywhere near it. And I, again, don't recommend people go up to the white dog, especially. He doesn't seem super friendly, although he's not attacked anybody. I just don't know how well he'll take grabbing on.
Have you ever found the owner?
I'm guessing he's a don't. The little white dog. The other one has a collar and tag. We just can't get within again, Robbie Jackson at Dollar General, she called and she's like, Alex, well, she called my wife first and then, I was like, hey, trying to catch this dog. And they tried. And then Josh went down there and they tried. So we don't have a live trap big enough for it. And trying to live trap a dog is we usually get a lot of cats and raccoons. Make sure you say congratulations to Mason. He bought a house. He's married. So, he's on vacation. So good times. He definitely left at a good time. A good break for him. Homecoming went well. Didn't have a lot of problems. Had a lot of discussions with the two firemen that were out there. We talked about the traffic control after the game. And what brings us up is that the cross country meet that occurred then the next day, and I'm going to sit down with the school and Mr. Borba and stuff. when we know, because these things are getting bigger and bigger, right? Because Pocahontas is of itself its own hub in this. We have a great golf course for track. I parked over 350 cars. We did not have room for 350 cars. Not to say I don't want people to come. I think it's great that they came, but trying to negotiate that and just need to coordinate that a little bit sooner. You know, when I saw that we filled the entire AA parking lot all the way to get to the golf, it's crazy. We have that many people in town.
There's 24 schools.
14.
14.
14 schools. Normally 12. I don't know anything about cross country. So, but we did have, we ejected one intoxicated male from homecoming. That's our biggest thing. Kids did well. Kids did awesome. Didn't have squealing tires, anything else. I think the biggest complaint otherwise on the kids side of the house was kids were riding mopeds during the football. So I could handle it. And so that's what I had. Cool.
Clerk. So last week, Janan was in town and we went through account reconciliation and we did July, August, and September. Got all of those balanced with Pokey State Bank's numbers. Learned a lot about reconciling and what like each payments are and how to find them, matching them up to the statements. And I can also reach out to Janan for any further information or any questions. We also set up payroll, the deductions and like IPERS, taxes, Fed FICA. Those are set up for ACH, so they're gonna be all dealt with each time we do payroll. Electronically sent to their destinations. We don't have to deal with checks anymore. So
Those places are starting to charge now if you send checks as a penalty for doing it the old school way. So there's a way we put a phone call into our company and they did an upgrade on us, and so that will all come out. That's a huge thing. We were still walking around with flash drives. So that's a big deal. And for me, same thing with Janan being here. We're balanced through September as far as the bank. We're going to work with Nick, of course, and keep going. Last I knew he was in the field. I think we texted on Saturday. So we talked about TIF. There's more training coming. We're not done. October apparently is the big month for all the training. So Kyle's going to Ankeny the 23rd and the 30th. And then I have a budget meeting, and I'm going the 30th. We have our first budget meeting in Ojai. So I will go to that. Unless I'm closing on my house, then I'll move it and it'll be in mid-November. Let's see. I am looking into a third-party company. So maybe by the first of the year, we can take online payments for bills. People can put their credit card in there and just do it from home whenever they want instead of a set day and it pulling out of set account. That'll save a lot of checks coming through here because now all we take is check and cash.
You want to also mention that too, Laura, then about your call that you had on that one website. I don't want to really post things out there because I don't want people to go look at it. That Doxo, the Doxo site. You had that lady call.
Oh yeah. I did put it on our page. Yeah. There was some company out there that has been, I don't know how they do it. They come in the back way to our website and they put up, make your utility payment online through this other company, through this Doxo or Voxo or something. And it is a scam company. They're going to get your card and take your money, but it sure as heck is not coming here. At this point, we have no way to process.
It will come here, but it'll take 2 to 3 months. They're actually legit-ish, but they've been sued multiple times by FTC for the way they worded it. It says on there, so no, it'll actually come through, but it's not.
But they're going to borrow it.
Right, and it clearly says on the page, it says not affiliated with the city of Pocahontas, and that's how they get away with it.
We stopped her. She was just in that page and was asking if it was valid. And so she didn't go through and do
And
it.
they're probably charging something.
Oh, yeah.
Additional fees.
Yeah. And there'll be fees when we do it too. But
Yeah, but I just mean they're keeping the fee.
Oh, you betcha. Yeah. And then
That's why they're doing it.
Oh, yeah.
That's why they're doing it. making their money off the fees.
I think they can print a paper check.
The motel said they had somebody doing that.
Yes, they still do.
Charging 20.
We got it. We got hit by it. It's $17.99 extra a day. Anyway, so the Northwest Iowa League of Cities is going to be here in January in Pocahontas. It'll be a meal and a night out, so don't everybody jump up, but I do need guest speakers. And it is the 250th year of the league, so next year. So it's kind of a big deal that they want to have the election process here for the Northwest Iowa League. We're thinking Oddfellows, but just so you know, it's January 15th. So I'll put all 4 of you down for guest speakers, right?
So this year or next
Next year. There is no January left this year.
Oh, they're-
But I mean like this coming January, not like a year from.
No, it's 26.
But you don't have to worry about those two.
I know. I was going to put them down.
Well, you could put them down. though.
I
That could be
could.
there.
Exactly. That's where I was going.
Yeah.
I can put Tom up first. But that's just an FYI.
That could get to be an interesting speaker.
Yeah.
Tom.
All right. Council.
So do we know when we're gonna get the rest of these reconciled?
I have to.
Treasurer's reports?
All we have to do is send them to Nick, and then he uses QuickBooks, which is not what we use. So he'll have to plug them all in. It's going to take some time. I can get you guys our balance sheets right now if you want them, but
Well, I think, you know what I mean, those should, if they're balanced, they should be published with papers.
yes, and they're going to go there too. Yep, yep.
And our bills.
Are going to go in the paper.
Okay.
Yep. That's why we're running it in this report format, because then I can just.
Can you get the minutes
Yes,
next
you betcha.
next meeting,
Yes.
last meeting and this meeting?
Yeah, that special meeting, the minutes are pretty quick. So then I have the ones for the 22nd. I just didn't grab them.
Brian, did you have anything?
Go ahead.
Tom and I met with 3 engineering firms, and I talked to we kind of agreed on this SEH.
Okay.
And I talked to the city administrator out of Clarion, which has done some work. They've done work for him, and he highly recommended. So I guess we're kind of
Our recommendation.
is the SEH firm. They might have to recamera some of it, but I think the last was in 17 is when they,
Wouldn't anybody who did it have to recamera it?
huh?
Wouldn't anybody that had to do it recamera it?
Well, he said he would probably take them, but he just said that
Been
long.
good enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, we do got a little additional expense there, but,
Shouldn't it all be covered under in theory, under the,
well, like the bid, kind of, yes, but the contractor's got to know what they're bidding on,
yeah.
so they want to see it.
But that part of it, like the scoping and stuff like that, that would be under the engineering report, or no?
Yeah, it should be underneath
Okay.
engineering.
Yeah,
And that's that grant.
and that's covered by the grant. Okay.
Right. But it's an additional, but, yeah, it's been 7 years ago.
Yeah. And he said they're about a year out too, so
Right, but it's gonna take us probably that long just to get things
rolling.
ducks in a row. So I suggest that next
Government
week,
to open back up.
uh,
The government to open back up.
yeah,
That would help.
but I suggest we get a hold of, with the next meeting, we'll pass
Add that to
The
the
PER.
agenda.
Okay.
to hire this SEH.
Okay.
Engineering. That's it.
Gotcha.
Jonathan, anything on your own? Cody?
Tom, did you have more?
No.
Okay.
Tom?
I'm good.
Okay. Dean is there. Okay. Cody? Well, we're coming on our shelter out here at the park. It got burnt down.
Do you want to do that, or do you want us to do it?
I can get a price.
What are we doing? What is there?
Probably should put it in the agenda then for next meeting, because I haven't even seen what the insurance payout, or don't remember it, so.
There's insurance money sitting there.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, we can put it on next agenda. Yep. All right.
That's all I have.
Move. Second.
Let's do. Thank you.
You got the book up, huh?
I don't think there's any.
Something on the Facebook about the scam on the
Yep.
bill pay. There's nothing on there.
Yeah, see, that's what I didn't see either.
I had it up there for 3 or 4 days. Maybe I took it down. I put it up right after she called.
Yeah, I was.
I bet I took it back down.
I just.
It was just a little quick 2-liner.